use the limit method to find the horizontal asymptote for this function. It's a rational function. We have x to the 3 halves minus x on the numerator, and we have 3 times x to the 3 halves minus 2 times x to the 1 half minus 1 on the denominator. Alright, so to find the horizontal asymptote, basically we just want to find the limit as x approaches infinity of this guy here. Okay. Now, in order to do so, right, we need to look at the denominator and see which one the highest power is. Well, this one is, right, the x to the 3 halves. So what we want to do is we want to divide each term by x to the 3 halves power. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to divide each term by x to the 3 halves power. Okay, after we do this, we should see, I'm not going to say something nice happen, right? But we want to simplify these and then see what the end result looks like. Now we are dealing with rational exponents here, so just make sure you remember the rules. Okay, so we got the limit as x approaches infinity. So the first term, well, those x just cancel out, right? So that's a 1. Here we have a 1 minus 3 over 2, which is negative 1 half. Okay, so it's well, we can do that as 1 over x to the 1 half power. Okay. And on the denominator, these cancel out, we just get a 3. Same thing, well, 1 half minus 3 halves is negative 1, so we'll do 2 over x. And then, of course, that just doesn't change, it's 1 over x to the 3 halves. So we've divided everything by x to the 3 halves power, and we have simplified, and this is what we get. Now, hopefully, if you do this enough, I'm not going to say there's a pattern, right? But our next step is to use the limit laws and take the limit as x approaches infinity of each of these 5 terms, right? So we'll take the limit as x approaches infinity of 1. Now, of course, since I'm doing this, I'm going to write it out each time, right? So, of course, I do recommend writing everything out each time. But hopefully you were able to realize that something, something, I don't want to say nice once again, but anytime we end up with x's on denominators, okay, that's always good, okay, because we're going to see what's going to end up happening here. All right, so we get the limit as x approaches infinity of each of these 5 terms. Notice what happens here, right? This just stays as a 1. Okay? This goes to 0, right? So that's it. Well, I shouldn't cross it out, right? But that goes to 0. This stays as a 3. This goes to 0. And this goes to 0. So really, what are we left with here? We're just left with 1/3. Okay? So that is the limit as x approaches infinity, which means that the horizontal asymptote is going to be the line y equals 1/3.